Hi, welcome to Dice Control Dojo. I'm Phil, and I practice every day and share my tips so we can all get better at the casino. We're 4 days to go. Now we're within go time. Practicing 2 times a day. I'm getting my throwdown. I'm getting ready to get going. I want to make sure I have my throw nailed down. Muscle memory, mental memory, practicing my breathing. Today we're going to talk about casino hygiene. And no, we're not just talking about keeping your hands clean and the chips clean. We're talking about um, what to expect at a casino for a long weekend in Vegas or AC or somewhere. And if you haven't been down, or this is your first time, or even if you have, maybe there's a few tips I can share with the years we've been doing this to make sure that your casino hygiene, the eating, sleeping, drinking, hydrating, and tell you a really cool story about us the last time we were out and about. So, I want to talk about that. So, if you're not interested in casino hygiene or anything to do with how we should be acting when we go to uh, our casino weekend, then you can tune out right now. There are really only 3 people I need watching this video right now because this is my come to Jesus meeting that we are having, which we will have again and again in the next 4 days to ensure that in a team effort of throwing and making money, that nobody's varying from the plan. So this goes out to my craps crew. So here we go. First thing, people, is we're talking about eating. Most important thing, keep keep your food intake good. You want to make sure you're eating healthy. You're not having any stomach issues. You're not varying too much from your normal diet because it can be bloating, and also too, it's always a good time after you eat to go take a nap. We were in Vegas years ago in the Heart Attack Grill. 3 of us had these enormous burgers, fries. We had to eat it all, or we were going to get spanked by the nurses there. And it was a lot. So we went back and we crashed and we had a long nap. And we didn't feel good even when we woke up from that nap because that was a lot of food. And I highly suggest you try and keep it light, especially if you want to be at a table for a weekend. Let's think about this. We're going to be on a table Friday all afternoon and night, all day Saturday, all night Sunday, Saturday, all day Sunday until we have to leave. That's hours and hours. So you got to make sure you're fit and ready to go. You're not gonna you can actually get exhausted really quickly. These casinos, a lot of things going on, a lot of stimulation. You're burning a lot of calories, so you want to eat well. So you want to have a good breakfast. We always go have a really good breakfast before we go. Then we will roll. A lot of people, like our coaches, don't advise eating right after, throwing right after you go because you're bloated and it can get you tired. But we've kind of got a routine down that we go have breakfast and then we go do our first roll. We debrief in the early afternoon, see how that's going. We might have a drink or just relax, and then we'll go try an afternoon session, have a late dinner, late lunch, late dinner, and try and play all night or as long as we can go. So eating is very important, making sure you're not starving and you're not bloated, and so that you're fit for throwing. Sleeping, highly recommend you guys take a nap in the afternoon. Just rest your bones, get in that bed, and at least relax. You don't have to be on the table the whole time. Longer you're at the table, more money you lose. You want to stay on it enough to wait for that one big win, then get off. We do probably like 4 rounds, then we go relax. You can go have a drink, relax, whatever it is, have some food, maybe go back and take a break. There's always a chance when we leave that somebody may go rogue and decide to play all by themselves. But we try and make sure we're all together every time we go. So it's important to get some sleep and rest. It is very stimulating. Once again, you're using a lot of calories. You want to get your rest. Nothing worse than throwing when you're tired. That's when you start making mistakes. This is such a precise thing to do. It's like putting 1,000 times. Do you think you can do that without being tired? It's like driving a bucket of balls. Do you know how tired you are at the end of a bucket of balls? You don't think you're going to be, but it's very exhausting. So make sure you're sleeping and you're eating properly. Now, hydrating, barring alcohol, we're just talking about hydrating. You have to stay hydrated. These casinos are full of extra oxygen or something, and I don't know what happens, but you dehydrate a lot. So ask the waitresses for bottles of water, making sure you're drinking, you're constantly getting fluids in you, because you don't want to get dehydrated. Dehydration is going to lead to just tired, and you just don't need that when you need your muscles at its best. Your muscles work best when it's hydrated, has lots of food, and ready to go. So make sure you're hydrating. Now let's talk about alcohol. This is a precise game. This is a precise game. I'm picking up dice and I'm trying to keep the dice in my fingers gently. I don't need them shaking. Then I also need them at a 45-degree angle. I need to come back 2 inches. I need the dice to leave my fingers without me moving my C. And I need to make sure my eye is following those dice on where they need to be, my shooting eye. All right? So all of those factors, one drink in you can offset that. 2 drinks, and you might as well be throwing random. So just keep that in mind. When we're talking about alcohol, keep that in mind. One, some swing oil, maybe okay. I know on Sundays when we practice, there's some people that have a few more swing oils than others. And so we still make some money, so they'll insist that the swing oil works. I don't mind having a Corona just to kind of just relax. It does settle me down, but 6 is going to be a problem. So we usually don't drink in the morning, and we usually have better sessions in the morning. Our afternoons are fitty, and our nights are horrible. Usually we may get a couple times we go off on a tangent, but most of all of our greatest rolls have been in the morning. Our second greatest have been in afternoon or late afternoons, and our worst ones, Friday night massacres, always Sunday, always at night, and it's always because there's alcohol involved. So keep that in mind. I wanted to tell you, when we're talking about alcohol, and I swear to you, I'm not a prude. We drink a lot. We once we're having fun on a casino on a Saturday night, I'm drinking, I'm drunk, I'm at the table. Yeah, I have a lot, but I'm not betting a lot. I'm keeping it light, a pass line. I'm probably just doing a couple things. We're not going to throw really well, but it's a great time. I love it. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not a prude, but I swear to you, something happened to us last time we were at AC, and it is not usual that there are 4 gentlemen, 3 of us over 6 feet, a couple 100 pounds at least, and that could get this drunk this fast. We had one set of drinks, one set of drinks. We were going to the get dinner, and we are just messed up, and I didn't understand it. We were really out of there. Now, could it be caused because we had alcohol, we were dehydrated, we hadn't eaten, we hadn't slept because we flew in and we were tired? Yeah, all of those factors can play into that one little bourbon, and it'll offset you. But I just thought it was really weird that 4 guys were completely lit off. And if you add up all the alcohol we had, it was probably no more than 4 drinks between the 4 of us in an hour. And I just thought that was unusual. I'm not saying what happened. I'm just saying it did not make sense. The only thing I could think of is that we're tired. We hadn't eaten for a long time. We were dehydrated. We hadn't drank any water. So the alcohol can affect you, especially in a casino, quite a bit. So take that with a grain of salt and make sure that you're doing all of these tips so that you can throw the best that you can. Remember, are you there for fun? Okay. Have a plan for the fun, have a plan for the throw, and make sure the two are separate. So join me tomorrow. We got 3 days left. I got to be practicing. So I can't talk anymore to you because I got to make sure I get my throws in for this afternoon. Uh, so we don't talk about our betting strategy we're doing in 4 days. But I do know that as I'm preparing all this and I'm talking to you about hygiene to the craps crew, I know all 4 of us guys are going to throw for a long, long time.